Cage!
Hello, friends, and welcome to Rotten Tomatoes Countdown. It's time to celebrate someone super special and super talented. Thank you, I am flattered, but no, it is not me. We are actually talking about Nicolas Cage. The man has been in a whole cargo plane full of movies, and a lot of them are quite fresh on the tomato meter. Anyway, all of this to say, I am so excited to share with you our list of the best Nicolas Cage movies by tomato meter right now on Countdown. Starting with number 10, Bad Lieutenant, Port of Call, New Orleans. This 2009 crime drama was directed by Werner Herzog, aka the man that pioneered New German cinema, or maybe you just know him as that guy from season 1 of The Mandalorian. Anyway, this movie stars Cage as the bad lieutenant, Terrence. Terrence has a bad painkiller addiction, a boozy wife, a prostitute girlfriend to go along with a rookie partner, and a stressful job investigating murders. So yeah, sometimes you just gotta be bad. Although probably not in a public place.
Excuse me, could you tell me how much longer that's gonna be? Hello, miss! I'm a lieutenant in the police department. I'm in the middle of a homicide investigation. Can I get my prescription, please?
Do you see I'm on the phone? Hey, you can't come back here.
You got me waiting 30 minutes so you can make a personal phone call.
Can't be back. Security.
Making that clip all the more impressive is the fact that Cage said he was never under the influence of anything during filming. Unlike his other film, Leaving Las Vegas, where he actually did get drunk to prepare for the role. More on that later. But the only substance we care about here is tomatoes, and this one is certified fresh. And according to the critics' consensus, that is in large part due to Cage's, quote, delightfully unhinged performance. Excuse me, while I add delightfully unhinged to my dating profile bio. Number 9, Color Out of Space. This sci-fi horror flick is based on an H.P. Lovecraft short story about a meteorite that lands near and wreaks havoc on a secluded farm and the family who lives there. So Nick Cage stars as the head of that family and the farm, where his duties include protecting his brood and caring for the alpacas. You know, just your average, sweet, precious, horrifying alpacas. Cage had always wanted to do a Lovecraft adaptation because his father, August Coppola, Francis Ford's brother, was a big fan. And when you're Nicolas Cage, you eventually get what you want. And if he wanted it to be certified fresh, which I'm assuming he did, he got that too.
You know what? Okay, coming up! You know what?
Okay, stop it! Stop it!
Slam dunk!
Number 8, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. I gotta say, that's probably one of the greatest movie titles of all time. Nicolas Cage stars in this action comedy as a fictionalized version of himself, channeling his most famous characters as he's stuck between a CIA agent and a superfan. It is so meta and really just encapsulates why we love Nicolas Cage. And to go along with all that wonderful Cageness is a supporting cast that carries quite the load too, including the internet's daddy, Pedro Pascal. And if you love the meme from this movie with Pascal and Cage in a car together, then you'll really love watching them perform together. I mean, it's like charisma overload.
You know what I was thinking? Maybe we could have like a paranoid thriller angle.
Ooh, paranoid angle. Excellent. Like, see those two guys over there? They've been watching us.
Right. Wait, have they been watching us?
I don't know. Have they?
They're amazing together, and the critics agree, with a consensus that says Nicolas Cage in peak gonzo form is matched by Pedro Pascal's scene-stealing performance. And I just love it when everyone's in sync. If only we could carry that energy into bachelor and bachelorette parties, then we're talking. Number 7, Raising Arizona. So this marks just the second ever Coen Brothers movie, and it stars Nicolas Cage as a convenience store robber who marries a former police officer played by Holly Hunter. Now, because of their inability to have kids on their own, they actually decide to steal a baby from a rich family's set of quintuplets. And while being a young parent definitely has its challenges, I mean, it's even harder when you're on the run. Kevin Costner reportedly auditioned for the lead role 3 times before Cage was eventually cast. Bummer. Anyone know whatever happened to that Costner guy? Number 6, Mandy. And here we prove once again that a good Nick Cage horror movie freakout, when done right, can be loved by critics and fans alike. In this one, our boy's peaceful lumberjack existence in a secluded forest is basically disrupted by a cult and its crazy leader. So, Cage's character spirals into a bloody and rage-filled journey for vengeance. I mean, can we just take a second to appreciate the range of roles this guy's had? I mean, from stealing babies to lumberjack, this list just keeps getting better and better. And sure, the premise may not hit that close to home for most people, but Cage had some scenes along the way that we can definitely all relate to, like this one. And Cage actually picked up some hardware on the horror awards circuit for Mandy to go along with plenty of praise from critics, with a consensus that called it, quote, a gripping performance from the actor. All right, here's our list so far of the best Nicolas Cage movies. But that is a joke on you because all Nicolas Cage movies are the best Nicolas Cage movies. Number 5, Leaving Las Vegas. And now, here is your daily reminder that Nicolas Cage has an Oscar. In this 1995 drama, he plays an alcoholic screenwriter on a bender in Las Vegas, where he forms an unconventional relationship with a prostitute played by Elizabeth Shue. So like I briefly mentioned earlier, Cage prepped for the role by binge drinking for 2 weeks and having a friend videotape him so that he could study it. And while it's not a recommended way to do things, he did go on to win a Golden Globe, SAG Award, and Oscar for his performance. And honestly, looking back on it now, he really did deserve it.
I just want to know. Why are you killing yourself?
Interesting choice of words. I don't remember. I just know that I want to.
Are you saying that your drinking is a way to kill yourself?
Or killing myself is a way to drink.
Very clever.
Number 4, Adaptation. A double dose of Nicolas Cage? Yes, please. In this Spike Jonze film, Cage plays the dual role of twins Charlie and Donald Kaufman, the former a confused LA screenwriter and the latter a freeloading wannabe screenwriter. It's a role that actually nearly went to Tom Hanks instead, believe it or not. And you know, we all love him too and all, but this had Nick Cage written all over it. Pun sort of intended.
Okay, but here's the twist. We find out that the killer really suffers from multiple personality disorder, right? See, he's actually really the cop and the girl. All of them are him. Isn't that fucked up? The only idea more overused than serial killers is multiple personality. On top of that, you explore the notion that cop and criminal are really 2 aspects of the same person. See every cop movie ever made for other examples of this. Mom called it psychologically taut.
Number 3, Face Off. Not gonna lie, it's pretty obvious that most of you have just been waiting patiently for this one, so here it is. Some pretty big name Hollywood duos of the time were actually thrown around to star in this, like Ford and Douglas, or Stallone and Schwarzenegger, but luckily we all got Cage and Travolta. And how do I know that we got the best possible pair? I mean, there's literal video proof.
I torched all the evidence that proves you're you. Okay, so wow, looks like you're gonna be in here for the next 100 years. Now, I have got to go. I've got a government job to abuse and a lonely wife to Oh, did I say that? Oh, sorry, I didn't say that. I didn't make love to. God, I missed that face.
Cage and Travolta reportedly spent 2 weeks together before filming to learn how to play each other. And if I've ever had a dream vacation, it would be as a fly on the wall during that time. I mean, can you imagine? Number 2, Moonstruck. as a diehard Cher fan, this is one of my all-time favorites on this list. This romantic dramedy from 1987 found Nicolas Cage teamed up with some seriously good actors. In fact, two of his co-stars, Cher and Olympia Dukakis, won Oscars for their parts. And while Nicolas Cage would win an Oscar for a different movie that year, his performance in this was widely praised by critics, as was his chemistry with Cher.
What are you doing?
I'm telling you you're lying.
Stop it.
No,
Why are you marrying Johnny? He's a fool.
because I have no luck.
He made me look the wrong way, and I cut off my hand. He could make you look the wrong way. You could lose your whole head.
I'm looking where I have to become a bride.
A bride without a head.
A wolf without a foot.
And get this, the studio wasn't initially impressed with Cage's screen test, and it was actually Cher who insisted that he play the role. She even reportedly threatened to quit unless he was hired. I guess you could say she believed in life with and after Cage. Number 1, Pig. And finally, Pig is the highest rated Nicolas Cage film on Rotten Tomatoes. In it, he plays a forest-dwelling truffle forager whose beloved truffle-finding pig is stolen, making this the obvious choice for the top spot. So Cage said that there are actually a lot of similarities between him and the character of Rob, who is described as a Portland-based chef turned asocial recluse. And while that may just be something actors say to get into the part, it totally worked. Pig got a ton of love on the film festival circuit, which pairs nicely with its 97% certified fresh tomato meter score. All lovely things, but the reality is that due to such a tight budget, the pig used in the film only had 3 days of training, and it actually ended up biting Cage multiple times during filming. I mean, what does a pig bite even feel like?
They're not real. You get that, right? None of it is real. The critics aren't real. The customers aren't real. Because this isn't real. You aren't real.
Okay.
Derek, why do you care about these people? They don't care about you. None of them.
Anyways, what a twist ending. I bet you didn't see that coming. Thanks for checking out this list of the best Nicolas Cage movies, which is a bit misleading since we all know that any Nicolas Cage movie is the best movie. Until next time, I am your host, Naz Perez, and we'll see you back here for more Top 10s on the Rotten Tomatoes Countdown.